A new measure headed to voters this November could change how you vote.
Isabel Warren breaks down ranked choice voting.
Measure 117 will have voters decide whether to rank candidates rather than make a single choice. Oregon would be the third state to implement ranked choice voting. Maine has used it since 2018, Alaska since 2020. Oregon currently uses plurality voting, like much of the country, where the candidate with the highest number of votes wins.
So let's try to break down ranked choice voting. Let's say you receive your ballot and there's about 4 or 5 candidates. You choose the candidate that you agree with the most as your first choice or your preference. And then you'd vote on candidates based on preference. So the second candidate would be the second person that you agree with, and so on and so forth. Now let's say none of the candidates receive 50% of the votes for that election. A runoff would be held and the person with the least amount of votes will be kicked out. Let's say that person was your first choice. Your votes would then go to your second choice until someone receives 50% of the votes.
With such a large election reform, there should be some really big gains with that, and I don't know what those gains outweigh the efforts that it will take to implement.
The Deschutes County Clerk says implementing ranked choice voting could cost the election office $200,000 and require an additional $100,000 every election.
The state doesn't reimburse counties for elections. The feds don't reimburse counties for elections. The parties, when we do a significant amount of work for the parties in a primary election, the parties don't reimburse counties for elections.
We believe that giving voters more power is worth the cost.
Caroline Phillips is the communications director for Ranked Choice Voting Oregon and says the benefits outweigh the costs.
The cost that we do see around ranked choice voting is minimal. On average, it's about it's less than $1 per voter to implement in other places that have implemented ranked choice voting.
The ranked choice voting option passed as House Bill 2004 in the last legislative session, with supporters saying it would increase voters' choices.
Measure 117 is a really simple upgrade to our elections that's really focused on giving voters more power and more voice on our ballots.
The Deschutes County Clerk is not against the idea of ranked choice voting, but hopes he and other clerks will have a say in how it's rolled out.
Don't take my word for it. Don't take the advocate's word for it. Don't take one source. Do some research and get educated on the topic and then make your decision.
The measure has been backed by local organizations like the League of Women Voters and the Latino Community Association of Central Oregon. And if passed, the Secretary of State will have until 2028 to implement it. But Alaska, who had it on in 2020 and passed, will actually be putting a repeal for it on their ballot this year.
Are there any local legislators that are in favor of ranked choice voting?
Yeah, so actually Representative Emerson Levy actually helped pass the bill in the House.
Interesting.
Isabella, thank you.
Thank you.